Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We come to the question of praying to God during times of difficulties and suffering. And the obvious thing that comes to mind is that, well, the sufferings don't go away. And even if some people find ease and their prayers being answered, it brings another question. Well, what about all those people whose sufferings and hardships are not going away? Well, what is the meaning of praying to God to relieve us of our sufferings? And does God answer? And if He is answering, then why do we still see hardships continuing? And if somebody says, yes, I prayed to God and He eased my suffering, then that brings in another problem. Well, what about those people who have prayed and their prayers have not been answered? Or those people who do not pray, or those people who do not recognize God at all? Surely God should be beyond it all and should be helping one and all. If He can answer one person's prayers, He can answer everybody's prayers. And if He can answer everybody who calls on to Him, then He can see the plight of those who don't recognize Him and help them out as well. So this brings in a question, well, what is the point of praying to God? Now, no matter how we respond to this, we find that it is not a satisfactory response because it leaves us asking further questions. And it's a huge problem trying to explain it away. The problem in my understanding is the way in which we understand our origin, the nature of our life on earth, and the purpose of God's involvement in human life and prayers. If we have that simplistic notion that God made us and suddenly we were and placed us on this earth, and then we face all these difficulties, and then He says, pray to me and I will ease your difficulties, then that is hugely problematic. That, well, why did you create us in the first place? And two, now, well, why are we in difficulty? And three, why are you not responding, or you're very selective in responding? However, if we were to understand the nature of this life differently, we would have a very different perspective on God. Think about it carefully. When we say God, we have certain expectations in our minds that God has to be all kind, all loving, all knowing, all capable. Somebody who can remove our evils and still secure the values that He wanted to secure during difficulties outside the scope of difficulty. So here we need to rethink, because by definition, God is all those beautiful things. But in this model, He is not fitting very well. So we need to rethink in order to understand the role of God and prayers to God. If we were to understand, as we stated previously, that we ourselves wanted to be on the face of this earth and take a journey of self-realization entailed within becoming humans and bodily, and that we have made a certain pact with God that we will come here and there will be certain properties on the face of this earth, such as difficulties, through which we will come through and evolve and grow to the fullness of our potential, then the role of God immediately becomes different. And the meaning of prayer is changed altogether. Now let us give an example and an analogy. If there's a student within a university undergoing a 4-year degree course, undergraduate, and is hopeful to do a postgraduate degree and then to do a doctorate. So we're talking about a student who will stay within the university for at least 10 odd years. Now, after completing the first year, the student realizes how difficult the course is. So he goes to the dean of the university and says to the dean, well, can you remove the difficulties of studies from me, in the sense that I do not want to study. Now the dean will look back at the student and say, well, you have made a certain contract with the university and with yourself. And in that you have stipulated that if you stay inside the university, you will have to pay for the full duration of your stay in education. That is a debt owed by you. If you were to stay in the university and were not to learn and not to be examined, you will leave the university with an unpayable debt that you can never pay off during your lifetime, the rest of your lifetime, and it will become very, very difficult for you. On the other hand, I can relieve you of this burden by asking you to leave the university, in which case whatever you owe is reduced to the years that you have studied, and we can maybe waive that. This is the same scenario we might face with God. That God would say, okay, if I continue giving you life without difficulties and without you fulfilling your purpose, you will come back at the end of the day with a huge debt on your shoulders. And you will not be able to pay off that debt because we have made a pact. And the Quran actually alludes to this, that on that day people will remember. And they will say, if only I had sent forth for my life. And on that day people shall remember, and they shall, but of what use shall be their remembrance or recollection on that day? It will have been too late. They were supposed to remember whilst within this earth. On the other hand, God says, well, I can kill you and take you to me, in which case you will not have any more difficulties. You will be put out of your suffering. Now our case is this, that we do not want to die, we want to live, and we don't want to be tested in life, and as a result we don't want to mature and to actualize our potential. And this is the prayer we are making to God, and that is wholly unrealistic. That doesn't make sense. In this context, prayer means one of two things. Ask God for everything, so that you may become God-focused and God-centric and invite God's presence within your life. For ultimately, He is the objective and the goal. But indirectly, by asking God, we are reaching the goal of inviting Him into our lives, and with the hope that we would eventually wake up, that God is not there for us to ask things of Him or to remove difficulties from us, but to invite Him into our lives. And to understand that if God were to remove every difficulty that we want Him to remove, we will be faced with a far greater difficulty at the end of the road, because we have certainly made a pact. So now, what is the meaning of praying to God? We turn to Imam Hussein Salamullah alayh. He faced the sort of difficulties that nobody else in our history of the Imams or Prophets has faced. He was thirsty, he was hungry. His beloved family members and friends were killed in front of his very eyes. His children were taken from him. Now he is undergoing tremendous amount of difficulties, and at every point he is supplicating to Allah and praying to Allah. The difficulties are not removed. In fact, the difficulties intensify. With the intensification of the difficulties, his prayers intensify. But if we were to look at his prayers, at the content, we will see something else. Of course, he prays for victory and removal of difficulty, believing that God can do this. But at one point he says, "O Allah, if you have decided to withhold victory from me on this day," what does that say? Then that means, "O Allah, I know that you know best, that this is best for me, and you are bringing me to the fullness of my existence through this trial. At that point then, Hussein ibn Ali's prayer deepens. And now the prayer is no longer, "Oh Allah, remove my difficulties," but his prayer is, "Oh Allah, accompany me through these challenging times and through these difficulties, for me to arrive at that point at which you desire to see me, and that I am truthful to the pact that I have made with you, and that I may become worthy of you beyond this journey." So that in essence, the truest meaning of praying to God is to say to God that I understand fully that there is nothing beyond your kindness and your wisdom. I understand fully that you know exactly what is happening, and I understand fully that if you allow it to happen, then that is best for me. So now, O Allah, I pray to you to allow me in a dignified manner to get through these trials with utmost confidence that what you know and what you are doing is for my best interest and nothing other than that. And then think about this. People often say, "Well, where is God? Why does He not answer?" Have we ever thought that when people encounter difficulties, it is only their faith in God that allows them to come through those difficulties? When somebody loses everything, as opposed to crying out to God and saying, "Oh God, you are not," they say, "Oh God, I have full faith that you know that this is best that is happening for me, and I am willing to trust you and rely on your discretion and judgment. And through that, I reinstill confidence within my soul to continue and to carry on without becoming dismayed or defeated." In fact, when people feel difficulties, they use God in a very positive manner. The prayer to God is, "Oh God, allow me to come through this, for I know that you know that this is what is best for me." So the meaning of praying to God is to invite God into our lives and to feel His presence, to trust in the discretion of God. And 3, to say to God, "I know there is a deep meaning hidden in here that I have forgotten. But you want what is best for me. If this is what you have destined, then allow me to come through it in a manner that you are pleased." Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.